Emmerdale youngster April Windsor and newcomer to the ITV soap Mary Goskirk might be making a departure in upcoming scenes according to a new theory by express.co.uk, as official soap spoilers have hinted Marlon Dingle could be making his way back home very soon. April, played by Amelia Flanagan, has been patiently supporting her father, Marlon, Mark Carnock, from afar on Emmerdale in recent weeks after he banned his loved ones from seeing him in hospital after his stroke. As Rona Goskirk, Zoe Henry, has been making the trips to see her other half, her mother Mary, Louise Jameson, has been a super help as she has been caring for the couple's children at home. However, her daughter could make a big request of her next week on the ITV soap, as Rona plans to make Marlon's transition back home as simple and stressless as possible. The drama begins as Rona's birthday preparations get underway, with April wanting to throw a surprise party for her stepmother. Unfortunately, a party is the last thing on the vet's mind, but the youngster is determined for the event to be a success. Rona does her best to put on a brave face, but she secretly worries about the promise she made to Marlon to go and see him. With Charles Dingle, Lucy Pargeter, realizing what's going on, she tells her brother Kane Dingle, Jeff Hordley, to take Rona's place so she can enjoy the party. Though Marlon's partner is still desperate to see him, and when she says she is going to go to the hospital, April begs to go with her. It's not long before Rona is making up a lie as to where she is going, but she tells herself she will make a case to Marlon for him to see his daughter. Eventually, the Woolpack chef agrees, and when he sees April, he becomes relaxed as her sense of humor brings a smile to his face. Rona watches in awe as she is so proud of the youngster for the level of maturity she has shown with regard to the situation. Not everyone is so happy though, as Mary soon scolds her daughter for taking on too much in recent weeks and doesn't want her to burn out. The newcomer is also taken aback when she realizes her daughter wants Marlon home as soon as possible, wanting to care for him at home. Mary can't help but tell Rona she thinks she is completely delusional for thinking she can take everything on by herself. With the vet clearly exhausted over the whole situation, her mother only wants to make these things clear as she loves her dearly. As Rona wonders whether she can care for Marlon at home, he continues to make some improvements at the hospital with the nurse's help. Encouraged to use words instead of noises to communicate, the chef finds himself being able to formulate a sentence for the first time since his stroke. Although this is a huge, positive step in Marlon's recovery, Paddy Kirk, Dominic Brunt, notices Rona is really struggling. The vet realizes his former lover can't be both a mother and a carer for Marlon and worries about what the future will look like for the couple. Paddy pays a visit to his best friend Marlon, and when Rona returns to the hospital, she tells him she is going to get the chef home as soon as possible. She is delighted to hear the vet has a plan up his sleeve to lift his friend's spirits, but Rona could start to think April should not be around when her father initially returns home. This means she can put all her efforts into helping Marlon, rather than being a mother to the teenager and her younger brother, Leo Goskirk, Harvey Rogerson. With this in mind, she could ask her mother Mary to take the children away from the village for a little while until their father is back on his feet. They would be able to continue with their school studies, as Rona would agree with the education department to move their learning online. This would be hugely upsetting to April, as she misses her father immensely already, and now she would be moving away from him. Rona would explain it would only be for a short time and they could always video call, but for the moment, she would need to leave the village. Although the youngster could agree, this wouldn't mean she wouldn't be happy with her stepmother upon her return to the village. In a huge change to the teenager arranging a party for Rona, she could make the vet's life a living hell by pushing her away. Having just arrived in the village and having become an instant fan favorite, viewers would be devastated if Mary were to leave. Although not much is known about the newcomer as of yet, fans would have been hoping they learned more about her in the coming months. There will be plenty of time once she returns to the Dales to discover what happened in her past and whether she has any secrets lingering in the background. The actress who plays Rona, Zoe spoke with express.co.uk and other press and discussed how her character will be in a dilemma over whether she focuses on being a carer or whether she carries on with her role as a mother. Zoe explained, "You can't forget that they have a son who has Down syndrome, which brings with it all sorts of complications, and she has inherited April as a stepdaughter, so there is a lot to think about, and I think she genuinely thinks and wrestles with thinking, can I do this? Am I up to this? Do I want to do this?" Which is quite a guilty thing for her to admit. "I don't think it's going to be easy for her at all, and whether she manages to stick at it is anyone's guess,"